This is really our flagship platform, like I had mentioned just a moment ago. It ties all our accounting and auditing research together in one place. And what I mean by that is we've got our all our standard setters, whether it's from FASB, GASB, AICPA, you know, PCAOB, any of the IFRS and IES of old. It's got all the authoritative content tied to our interpretations as well. And it's all found on one spot. So it's really easy to use and navigate. I'm actually going to go into our ARM topics A to Z. And once again, it's an alphabetical laundry list here of all the different topics that are included in the world of accounting and audit. I'm actually just going to scroll down to letter B. I'll go into blockchain here and click on that. And you see we actually did a closer look, which is our PDF downloadable version of a white paper based on blockchain technology. And I've already got it open here, so I'll just pull it up on the tab. This is actually written by our CCH editorial staff for Accounting Research Manager. They're really our foremost experts when it comes to accounting and auditing and being able to give the interpretations of, you know, the FASB and all the other type of authoritative guidance that's out there. But we really did a really good piece out here on blockchain. And I know Lynn kind of scratched the itch, so to speak, on the surface of what blockchain is and how it's being used in things like cryptocurrency and other types of sales and transactions that you're aware of today. But really, it breaks it down into smaller sound bites that you're able to digest and understand. Because I know when things are new, they can kind of be scary at times, and you know, not knowing or having the fear of the unknown is what a lot of people run into these days with blockchain and things of that nature. So it'll go through, you know, the block is the actual transaction, the chain is the ledger itself. It'll explain the difference between public ledgers, which were pretty common when it first came out. Now it's more going along the way of semi-private and private types of ledgers. So it does a really good breakdown of all these different pieces that you can really read and see for yourself. And once again, that goes back to educating your staff members as well as yourself about what's coming up on the horizon, right? And things that are challenges, both from maybe an automation security standpoint, how blockchain kind of alleviates those things with the power of being able to be you know, encrypted and secure on that ledger, and really having the transparency with those others that are involved in that blockchain, being able to have the transparency to see it as well. So it even talks about, you know, the big four accounting firms and kind of what, you know, their take is on it, how it's being used now. CCH actually recently just launched what's called Access Validate, which I think is an awesome software. It just came out last month. We launched it, and it really, in a nutshell, is the ability to be able to see financial transactions from an auditor perspective using blockchain technology, and that's called CCH Access Validate. So that's on our software side of things. So the proof is kind of in the pudding here, that blockchain technology is here. I don't see it going anywhere or going away anytime soon. It's only going to adopt and evolve as we go further into the future here. But I'm going to go back to Accounting Research Manager. I'm going to go ahead. I'll click the home page, and this will take me back to the home screen here. I'm going to go back into the topics A to Z, and I was in accounting. I'm going to just go ahead and click on the auditing tab, and it will take me to the auditing materials here. And this kind of once again touches on what Lynn was mentioning earlier in the presentation. The audit programs, audit risk, various tests and samples, you know, things that need to be done in accordance with AICPA. But I'm just going to go ahead, I'll click on audit programs. Give it a minute here, it pops up. You're going to see this is actually our interpretive guidance of the AICPA, the post SAS 134. And I know that when it comes up on the screen because you'll see over here on the document itself on the screen, it says ARM interpretive. I know that's our actual editorial staff, their interpretive guidance of what this material means. So if I scroll down, I can actually see it talks about the AUC section 300 for planning an audit. If I click on this piece of paper here, it'll take me into the professional standards, which is the authoritative material for the AICPA. And once again, you'll see that changed from brown to gray. So I know I'm in the authoritative content at this point in time. But if I scroll down through here, you'll see we've got a lot of good material, not only on the authoritative side, but if I go back a screen, you'll see we've got, if I go down, we've got links. This, once again, I switched back real quick to the interpretive guidance, which is our interpretations of it. But if I go into the GAS practice manual for section 300, it'll open up another interpretation within our GAS practice manual. And you'll see here, I just wanted to point out under planning the audit, you'll see some practice points that we have in here. And once again, this is our CCH ARM editorial staff, kind of giving you more examples and more opinion-based information based on the interpretations. It mentions that SAS 134 supersedes the following AUC sections, and once again drills down further into that information. So there's a lot of good materials on here. If you're not a current ARM subscriber, Accounting Research Manager, I would definitely invite you to go ahead after this presentation and request a demo or a trial of the software. We'd be more than happy to accommodate you on that portion as well. One other section I just wanted to show you real quick before we end here and we get to the last polling portion that Jill's gonna pull up on the screen, is our tool section. We have a revenue recognition tool. We've got 10K alerts and 10K lookup tool. That really goes into the SEC 10K annual report section as well as 10Q or 8K, any of that type of SEC reporting disclosure information. We've got that in here as well. You can look it up by stock ticker symbol or stock ticker name for the company, what have you. But I wanted to go into the what's new checklist. And this is really important here as far as staying up to date, not only on a daily basis, but on a weekly summary basis. We do an excellent job of showing what's new. We've got all the different FASB matters, IESB for your IFRS materials. Once again, SEC, you'll see that regulatory actions down here and other type of accounting matters that are covered. But once again, this is a weekly summary that comes out. We've got those closer look documents, which I had mentioned earlier in the presentation, having to do with blockchain. We just put a new one out the end of January that came out for environmental social governance and SEC disclosure information. But we've also got, like I said, the weekly news information that's summarized here. We've got kind of an archive listing as well as the ones from the past. So if you need to go back at any time, you can definitely research your weekly summary. They come in email. We send one out every Friday afternoon for weekly summary, as well as our daily news. Our daily news comes out once a day, usually early to mid-afternoon Central Time. But that does an excellent piece, once again, of keeping everybody informed of any new changes, whether it's from the SEC committee all the way to FASB, like I said, IFRS issues with IESB, AICPA pronouncements or changes that may take place throughout the course of the day. Our editorial staff does an awesome job of staying very close to those hands in Washington. So with that said, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Jill with the last polling question.